I never imagined my worst mistake would lead to the most powerful person in the galaxy risking everything for me. My name is Lucas Hale, astronaut engineer, and one of the first humans allowed beyond our solar system. My mission was peaceful. My intentions were scientific. But intentions mean nothing when you cross into a world already scarred by war. And I didn't know that the moment I stepped off that shuttle, my fate had already been sealed. It happened on Varelia, a planet crowned with lavender forests and silver oceans. Its inhabitants, the Varelians, looked humanoid but impossibly elegant. Bioluminescent markings on their skin, elongated silhouettes, eyes of swirling iridescent colors. Their society was ancient, refined, proud, and fearful. They still remembered the last invaders who came from the stars. So when I, a lone human explorer, activated an abandoned beacon in the ruins of a forgotten city, I didn't realize it was the symbol of the enemy they once defeated. I triggered alarms across the continent, and soldiers came for me. Their shackles bit into my wrists as I was dragged through the capital. The streets were silent. Not a single civilian dared to look at me. The palace doors opened with a groan, and I was thrown into a chamber lit by blue fire. A tribunal of armored commanders sat behind a crescent-shaped table. The human has reactivated the Dominion marker. The leader snarled. Punishment is death. I tried to speak. It was an accident. I didn't know what it was. You lie, another shouted. But before they could pass sentence, a voice cut through the room. Calm, clear, commanding. Enough. The crowd bowed instantly. I looked up and saw her for the first time. She stepped forward like moonlight taking form, tall, graceful, markings down her arms glowing in gold that matched her eyes. Her presence silenced even the most hardened generals. She was royalty. She was Princess Alara of Varelia. What evidence supports your conclusion that he intends harm? She asked the tribunal. He activated a Dominion device. A soldier spat. That is proof enough. Princess Alara turned to me. Human, did you do this knowingly? No, I whispered. I didn't even know what it meant. She studied me, not just my words, but my spirit. Her eyes softened. This one speaks truth. Gasps echoed across the chamber. The commander slammed his fist. Your Highness, this creature is dangerous. Then he will remain in my custody, Alara said. You would shield him? For what purpose? She stepped between me, and the blade pointed my way. For the purpose of justice. The tribunal bowed. They had to obey her. But their rage burned like fire. And that was the moment I realized she had made an enemy of her own people for my sake. Middle. I was taken not to a dungeon, but to the royal wing, still escorted, still monitored, but alive. Alara stood by the balcony as I was brought in. Her hair glowed faintly in the wind. Lucas Hale, she said softly, speaking my name with unexpected warmth. You are safe here. I didn't understand. You risked everything for me. Why? Her eyes drifted to the horizon. Because we have lived in fear too long. Because death cannot be our answer to every shadow. And because I saw no hatred in you. She dismissed the guards and sat across from me. You activated a Dominion marker. Do you know what it means? No. It was a beacon used by the Dominion, the conquerors who once nearly ended my people. That symbol is banned. Its power is forbidden. Most of us hope never to see it again. So, why was it still in the ruins? Her markings dimmed. Because some hoped to use its power again. She leaned closer. You stumbled into a conspiracy far larger than you know. And now the conspirators want you dead. Not for what you did, but because you survived it. A chill ran down my spine. They will come for you again, she warned. Which is why you cannot leave my side. Days passed. I was still technically a prisoner, but she treated me like a friend. She questioned me about Earth, laughed at my poor attempts to speak Varelian, and took me on guarded walks through palace gardens filled with crystalline flowers. She became the brightest part of a dark situation. Rumors soon spread, whispers that the princess had grown attached to the human. The tribunal used those whispers to push the king into action. One night, the guards changed, and not for the better. I woke to the sound of my door being forced open. Soldiers stormed in and seized me. They dragged me back to the tribunal chamber, torches burning high. The commander smirked. The king has finally understood the truth. The human dies at dawn. I fought, begged, shouted. No one cared. But the trial never made it to dawn. Before the execution time arrived, explosions shook the palace. Alarms howled. Doors flew open as Alara burst inside, surrounded by her personal guard. She didn't speak, she roared. If any of you touch him again, you commit treason. The commander stepped forward. You doom us all for this thing. Alara stepped between us, shielding me with her own body. Then I will be doomed with him. I stared at her, stunned. A princess, the future queen of an interstellar empire, standing between me and death. Because she believed I didn't deserve it. And maybe because she cared. The tribunal yielded. They had no choice. But the danger wasn't over. The Dominion conspirators were already marching toward the throne. Alara turned to me urgently. Lucas, I need you to do something no Varelian can do. She handed me a crystalline cube, the core of the beacon I had activated. This device responds only to human bioelectric patterns. You activated it once. You must activate it again, but this time to shut it down permanently. It is the only way to stop those who want to awaken the Dominion. I swallowed hard. If I fail, our world burns, she finished softly. She took my hand. But I believe in you. We escaped through underground vaults, racing toward the ancient control temple built under the city. Armed rebels filled the streets, calling for the return of the Dominion. At the temple doors, the enemy forces cornered us. And the commander, now fully revealed as the traitor, advanced with his army behind him. Stand aside, princess, he snarled. The Dominion will rise again. No, she said. Not while I live. He drew his blade. Alara activated her staff, shimmering with plasma. The battle ignited. Guards clashed, rebels surged, and I sprinted toward the temple core with a cube. Everything shook as the Dominion marker pulsed like a heartbeat. I slammed the cube into the control socket and placed my palm over the interface. Light surged through me, memories not mine, visions of war, destruction, planets burning. The Dominion was not power. It was apocalypse. I screamed and forced my will against the system. Deactivate. End this. Let no one use you again. The light dimmed. The hum died. The temple fell silent. I collapsed. When I opened my eyes, Alara was kneeling beside me, tears glowing on her cheeks. It's over, she breathed. You saved us. Around us, the rebel forces dropped their weapons. Without the Dominion's signal, their uprising ended. Peace, fragile, trembling, but peace. Ending. Days later, the king summoned me. I expected exile, or chains, or death. Instead, he bowed his head. You protected my daughter, and you protected our world. For that, we are in your debt. He offered me anything I wanted, wealth, citizenship, starships. I asked for only one thing, to stay. Alara stood at the palace balcony, watching the twin moons shimmer over the ocean. When she heard my footsteps, she turned, hope lighting her golden eyes. You're leaving? She asked quietly. I shook my head. I asked to remain on Varelia. Her expression melted, relief and joy clear. "Then you will no longer be my prisoner," she whispered. "You will be by my side." She reached for my hand, not as royalty, not as savior and rescued, but as two souls who chose each other. The galaxy outside still raged with politics, danger, history, and possibility. But for now, under the moonlight of a world not my own, we simply stood together. Not captive and princess, not alien and human, just Alara and Lucas. And for the first time in both our lives, we were free.
The end.